Welcome to the RAS Project, the place where you will learn how to thrive and grow in every aspect of life, family, entrepreneurship, personal development, tech, and marketing using real, raw, and 100% no bullshit proven tactics. My name is Ivan Temelkov, and of course, I am your host. Welcome to another episode of the RAS Project. Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? I'm pretty fucking excited to be back on the swing of doing the live episodes, honestly, because this is one of the things that I enjoy a lot, honestly, and I've enjoyed it, ever since I started doing these live episodes. And before I trail off onto a tangent real quick, we're going to talk about something really, really, really important, and that is the fact that you're the brand and your business. And we'll delve into this so I can explain to you how I've built a six-figure business on the way to a seven-figure business. By the way, exactly what I'm going to tell you, okay? Which is that you are the brand and the business, all right? If you're not subscribed to the RAS Project, you can find it anywhere. In fact, you can watch live and listen in audio and video at ivantemelkov.com/podcast. All right? ivantemelkov.com/podcast. It's available on all the major audio platforms. You can subscribe there. It's available on YouTube, on Twitch. We are live right now, actually, on this episode, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, on Twitter, even. So you're getting the dose everywhere on every platform. All right. And so let's get into it. Okay. What does it mean? What does it mean when someone says you are the brand and the business? Well, you are. Okay. Like, I don't care if you're selling peanuts or lollipops or red dresses or whatever the fuck you're selling. You are the brand. You are the business. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're doing $50,000 in revenue per year, 100,000, 7, 8, even 9 figures. You are the business. Now more than ever, this is what a lot of small entrepreneurs specifically do not understand, is that you are the business. You are the brand. Well, people see me, I'm a representation of my company, Razor Sharp Digital. This is why we are not for everybody. We're only for somebody. And that's just it. And I'll talk more about that, is because I think a lot of entrepreneurs, I know, a lot of small businesses specifically, even when they're starting out, even into between 6 figures and 7 figures, one of the biggest mistakes that they make is that they try to put a facade and act in a way that others want them to act like. All right. And that's a complete bullshit approach, honestly. You have to be yourself, okay? And before I dive into this more, okay, I want to make sure that I'm not jumping too far ahead, okay? So I just mentioned that what does it mean that you are the brand, the business? What that means is that you are. I don't care what the name of your company is, okay? You are the business. You are the company, all right? It doesn't matter if you have 2, 5, 10, 500, 1,000, 10,000, 50,000 employees. You are the brand. You are the business. And if you've been following me for a while, by the way, on social media, in 2020, one of the reasons why my business, my digital agency, Razor Sharp Digital, scaled is because I focus so much on personal branding. I focus so much on creating massive amounts of awareness out there on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, when everybody was saying, Ivan, you're wasting your time shooting these videos. There's no value in this shit. It's just a waste of time, waste of money, waste of resources. You know what? We were able to capture some of the biggest clients. And when I say biggest, one of our biggest clients right now is a multi-million-dollar company that's dominating the cryptocurrency space. And the shit that we're fucking doing is going to blow your mind away. How do we get this client? Visibility, personal branding, me being the brand, the business. That's what I want you to understand, is that if you're not fathoming the fact that you got to put yourself out there so people can get to know you, because that creates awareness and visibility, then you're missing the boat. You're going about it the wrong way. If you're pushing shit out there on social media, on your stories, that creates a misconception in the eyes of people are going to start to wonder. This is why a lot of my stories is, stuff about my family or about me cycling or fitness or my nutrition, or just giving advice and inspiration, because that's my brand. That's my business. That's what we do. So before I jump further ahead, there were a couple other things I want to talk about. So why are you the brand in business? Because you're the direct representation of your company. Regardless of the employees or anything else, you are the face of it. It's how people see your business. And I want to give you a prime example on that in case you don't believe me. All right. So I follow Jesse Itzler on Instagram. He is married to Sarah Blakely, the owner of Spanx. If you don't know who these people are, you need to go and follow them. Again, Jesse Itzler and Sarah Blakely. Okay. Now, Jesse Itzler is also a self-made billionaire. He's also the owner of the Atlanta Hawks. Yes, the NBA team. And the reason I'm sharing this example with you is to understand how Jesse, a self-made billionaire, is leveraging his brand to create positive influence. And the way he did that is, and I keep going back to this post actually, because, so let me just tell you the story. Okay. So Jesse was out on Instagram, posted this post that he had tagged the Kellogg's or General Mills CEO, talking about how, the cereals have a dye in it, and that dye is not good for kids. And yet they're promoting a product that is labeled to be family friendly, that is good for, children. And the guy never responded, He called him out publicly on the social network, and he didn't respond. Now, how do you think, what kind of a tone do you think that sets when you call out a major CEO of a company on their bullshit and they don't answer? I don't know about you guys, but I'm not giving my kids any more cereal. Not that kind of cereal, because the dye is not good for them, So that's the prime example, though, is just how a self-made billionaire is using his influence, his authority, his visibility to create positive influence. And on the flip side of that is, if you don't address the matter, then it just makes your brand look bad. I mean, that's all there's to it. Just because most people on social media are way too gullible. They believe the bullshit that they see. It's almost like the herd. If they're told something, then they're probably going to believe it. If they see something, they're probably going to believe it. It might not be true, but they'll believe what they see. That's what most people do. Okay. Now we're talking about, the fact that you're the brand in the business. And here's one thing I keep going back to. People buy from those they like, they trust, they relate to, and see value from. If you're not a likable person, people are not going to do business with you. Okay. And likability, is a very broad term. I feel like likability is so broad because likability can be a lot of different things. Likability can be your personality, it can be your character, it could be your tone, the kind of impression that you create upon people. Likability is, I think, a very, very broad word. But what you have to understand is that people are going to do business with you because they like you, because they trust you, and trust actually takes time to build. Now, the way you build trust in social media, in fact, I was actually debating on whether or not I wanted to do an episode on social media, because literally, I am fed up with the bullshit on social media of how much crap there is out there and how many self-made gurus are making themselves be fucking experts when they can't even do half the shit that they say they can. They don't even do it with their own brands. How can you preach that you do something if you don't fucking do it with your own brand? And that's a whole nother story. But how do you build trust in a digital world? You build trust by showing up. It's really no different than in real life. You show up. So the way I scaled my business in 2020 and now en route to a 7-figure business, we are looking to be close to a $2 million agency in the next 14 months. Over the span of 18 months, I'm sorry, not 18 months, 24 months, we will see the biggest growth that this company has ever seen in its 5 years of existence. Razor Sharp Digital, I started that business in May of 2016. It is May of 2021, 5 years in existence. And over the next 12 months, so the last 12 months were monumental. The next 12 months are going to be even bigger, on the way to a 7-figure business. And it's because of a lot of the things that I'm telling you right now. Okay. It's because of building likability. It's because of building trust. It's because of sharing value. It's because of relatability. And I will give you another prime example. Our biggest client right now in the cryptocurrency space. And by the way, if you think cryptocurrency is a fad, if you don't get on this boat, you're going to suffer terribly. Okay. The last crash that we saw lasted 80 years. And the US dollar will crash. I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time. It's en route, actually. But how we got this opportunity, how we landed this massive, massive client. I'm talking about likability, trust, value, and relatability as it correlates to the fact that you're the brand, you're the business. That's why people buy, is because of you. Look, I'm a guy that says fuck a lot. And I tell people, look, if you got a problem with that, you should have no problem fucking off. The people that don't have a problem with me saying fuck are the people I do business with, are the people that, I can relate to, are the people that have become clients of mine. All right. Now, how we landed our biggest client to date, multi-million-dollar client, is that it took 6 to 8 months to get to know their CEO on a more personal level. It's someone that also asked me to write the book forward for his upcoming book that's going to be out later this year. And then over the course of many conversations, we built that rapport and that relationship to where he had gotten to know me. I'm a family man. I got 2 kids. I'm into fitness, nutrition. I'm aspiring to achieve all my goals and dreams. So very much like him. To where one day we got on a Zoom call and he said, Ivan, we need your services. We need your help. I know you're legit. I know you're about it. I know you can do what you say you can do. Let's see what you can do. And we're en route. We're month 2 into it. Right now, we're fucking kicking ass and taking names. But ladies and gentlemen, the reason why you're struggling with your business, with your brand, is because you're listening to too much bullshit out there. You're listening to too much of what everybody else is telling you. You're reading up too much crap. And you're not making decisions on your own. Look, you have a personality. You have character. Surround yourself with other people who complement that. All right. Like-minded people surround themselves with other like-minded people. You're never going to see positive and negative people mingle together. Build out likability. Network more. Get to know more people. Build trust by showing up every day in social media and sharing content that people are going to resonate with. Okay. I want to say that it's not hard, but it is fucking hard. And I think a lot of people in the social media space make it out to where, oh, it's no fucking hard, to build my personal brand and blah, blah, blah. And then they terribly fucking fail at it. See it every single day, every single day. I see people who try to do their own Facebook Lives and I see people who try to create their own content for social media. I see people who are, I'm going to do what Gary Vaynerchuk is doing, thinking that they're going to get the same result as someone else. Look, if it was so easy to do, everybody will be doing it. All right. Think about that for a second. If everybody knew, the people that say, yeah, I know how to leverage social media to build my brand and my business, but they're struggling miserably. It's because they're unwilling to invest. This is literally the main topic of discussion. I'll give you an example with our mining clients. So last year when we started working with them, my point of contact said, well, Ivan, I took Billie Jean's, Facebook advertising course, and, in theory, it all sounds great. And my response to that was, sure, anything in theory sounds great. Anything in theory, sounds. There it is. Just got another lead, actually. That's what I was just checking from a referral. But to finish my thought, everything in theory sounds perfect. Everything in theory sounds perfect. All right? But in practicality, it's the hardest fucking thing to accomplish. Ladies and gentlemen, the RAS project has now existed for 6 years. It has evolved and pivoted multiple times to where it is now called the RAS project. All right? It wasn't called the RAS project always. It evolved and pivoted because my interests changed. It evolved and pivoted because I realized that there's a lot more opportunity and so many challenges out there to help others. This is exactly what we're doing. This is exactly what I'm hoping that you're getting out of this episode. All right? I've built a 6+ figure business en route to a 7-figure business. Everything that I'm telling you, technically I should be fucking charging for. But I'm giving you all of this for free. Because honestly, all of this knowledge, all of this education is stuff that I pretty much learned on my own. I tried and failed at it many, many times. When I started Razor Sharp Digital in the first year, in the first 3 years of business, I was in the red. Because I focused so much on what everybody else is doing. I should be doing that. That's what they're doing. So I should be doing that. This is how they're doing their social media. They're posting corporate-like content, on social media. So maybe I should post corporate-like content, on social media. And then when I said, well, fuck that, post more personalized content on social media. That's when my business really started taking a different direction. I started meeting more people, and honestly, to this day, 5 years in, we have spent zero marketing dollars on any kind of paid media, All of the business that we have generated, mind you, 6+ figures at this point, on the way to 7 figures, has been primarily through organic marketing, word of mouth, relationship building, doubling down on my personal brand. Because you know what, ladies and gentlemen? My personal brand has a lot to offer. Your personal brand has a lot to offer. But you need to figure that out. You need to figure out what your personal brand is. Who are you? What do you care about? Why should other people care about what you have to say? All right? I mean, I'll tell you this. The first time I shot a video of myself and I put it out on social media, which in reality was 10+ years ago when I shot my first social video, like of me, when like selfie style video wasn't really even a thing, then people actually started to pay attention. There's something about proximity. There's something about relatability that people see in you. And the more you share that out there, the more people can get to know you. The more people get to know you, they'll like you. They'll get to know you. They'll trust you. And if they see value in what you offer, then they're going to want to do business with you. I started watching this new series on Netflix, and I want to share it with you guys. And the reason I'm so hooked into it, it's called Startup. And the reason I'm so hooked into it is because it's about cryptocurrency. Actually, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but go and check it out. But the reason I got hooked into it is because so much of the story, it's an amazing story. So much of the story relates a lot to me as an entrepreneur, as a human being, as an Eastern European, as an immigrant, and there was so much in that I could relate to specifically because, yeah, I've done that. I've been there, or I've been worse, and But all of that really showed me that it's all about relationships. And I talked about it in last week's episode. That you are, in essence, in the business of ethics and relationships. Go and check out episode 125 of the RAS Project. It complements this episode where we're talking about the fact that you are the brand, you are the business. All right. Honestly, here's something that I need you to understand. And this is something that I'm doing with my company. As we scale and grow, you will see more of my personal brand online. The more you see of my personal brand, the people who listen to this podcast, the people who are going to listen to this podcast, people who get to know me and resonate with everything that I say and I show are going to be potential customers. So organic marketing is like the new way of marketing. All right? Because let's face it, we live in a digital world where most people know what a paid ad is. They know when a company is trying to sell them something. People know when there's no emotion, because that's another thing is that if you cannot create emotion, that's the beauty about social video. And that's why I believe so much in it. If you cannot create emotion, people are not going to want to do anything with you. I'll give you another example of how emotion creates business opportunities. Okay. So in 2019, I was spending about 4 months doubling down on LinkedIn and posting one new social video every single day for 4 months. And mind you, at the time, my LinkedIn profile was terrible. I signed up for LinkedIn on 2008, but I feel like I've just gotten traction with my LinkedIn game over the last couple of years. So anyway, to tell the story of how this created emotion, the videos that I posted every single day on LinkedIn and landed me $30,000 worth of new revenue. All right. How did I do that? Well, for 4 months, every single day, I posted a social video talking about myself, talking about my trials and failures, talking about me being a human being, talking about my family, talking about my kids, talking about all kinds of personal stuff that most people won't talk about. Because you know what? Vulnerability is something that most people don't want to talk about because they're afraid of what might come up to the surface. 4 months of posting one video per day on LinkedIn resulted in getting a direct message in my LinkedIn inbox. What was the message? From my friend, my good friend, actually, Kristen, who we hadn't connected in a very long time. Long story short, to finish the story, says, Ivan, I've been watching your videos for a while, man. I know you've done some amazing stuff on the marketing stuff, entrepreneurial stuff. I know your business is growing and thriving. And I love absolutely everything that you're doing. I love how vulnerable you are. I love how transparent you are, how direct you are. We would love to find ways to work with you. So came in, spoke with one of the partners at the time with this company. And next thing I know is I'm doing a bunch of digital marketing stuff, which I've done for the vast majority of 25 years now. I've done a lot of stuff. I've built WordPress websites for the better part of 15 years. I've done multi-million-dollar Google ads and Facebook ads campaigns. I've done a bunch of search engine optimization. I've done a bunch of blogging. I've done a lot of things that companies are desperate for now so they can stay alive, let alone grow and thrive. But the reason I told you this story is because we're talking about the fact that you're the brand, you're the business. Is the reason I landed this opportunity is because I was being myself. Is because I projected my energy out there into the world on LinkedIn, and one person acknowledged it. One person. And this is another thing that so many of you that are building businesses that don't fucking understand. Stop trying to appeal to everybody. I honestly don't give two fucks about appealing to everybody. I don't care how many likes I get on any of my posts. I don't care how many comments I get on any of my posts. I don't care how many shares I get. I don't care about any of those fucking vanity metrics. All I care about is one person. If you can genuinely impact, and impact is one of the core values of Razor Sharp Digital, my digital agency, if you can impact one person at a time, one person, one opportunity will change your life forever. It is changing our business for sure right now. And even more are coming down the road. There's actually 2 opportunities right now, today, 2 major opportunities that could change the trajectory of my life, my family's life, and my company, Razor Sharp Digital. I am telling you this, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to help you. I want to help you build whatever it is that you're set out to do. I want to help you reach your goals and dreams. I've reached one of my dreams. I bought one of my dream cars. Okay. My Audi A6S line, which you can see on my Instagram. I have 2 other dream cars to buy. And I also have a dream house to build. To build and or buy this year. Still in the works. Dream house. One of the biggest dreams that came to reality was technically a 6-year evolution. And that was my children. My beautiful son, Hudson, who is now 5 years old, and my daughter, Emerson, who will be turning 3 years old next month. In a time when our future with my life, with my wife, was uncertain, and what I mean by uncertain is that we felt like we could not have kids because of the way the things, now we felt it was pretty much, there. And everybody else would say, Ivan, you're probably not meant to have kids. God doesn't want you to have kids. And we proved everybody wrong. It wasn't God that didn't want us to have kids. It was a challenge that God had created upon us to see if we were worthy. And now, every single day, when I look at both of my kids, I feel the blessing every single day. That's another dream that I had. A dream to be a father, to be a husband, to have 2 beautiful kids, a son and a daughter. And it pretty much almost worked out the way I wanted it. They're nearly three years apart in age, which is what we wanted. I wanted an older son and a younger daughter so that my son could look after my daughter. It happened. Ladies and gentlemen, stop drinking the fucking Kool-Aid. Start thinking for yourself. Start making your own decisions. Start being more actionable. Invest in yourself. What does that look like? I don't know. But I'm hoping that this podcast, this episode right here, helps you in some form or fashion. And if you're still uncertain, message me. You can find me anywhere on the internet. Anybody that knows me, that has met me, that has done work with me, or is doing work with me will know that I will always set a time aside to speak with you, to give you some guidance, some direction, some perspective. And I'm yet to disappoint anyone. I'm literally that fucking good. But at the end of the day, you have to take the initiative. If you want to build your goals and dreams, if you want to build your brand, your company. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for this episode of the RAS Project. The audio version of this podcast episode will be available later on today on all the major outlets. For those of you watching, listening at ivantemelkov.com/podcast, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I truly hope that you got some value out of this episode. After all, that's why I do it. That's why I set the time aside, because I do want you to maximize your potential and become the best version of yourself. With that said, have an amazing rest of your Monday. I will talk with you later this week. Take care. Bye-bye.